Students, now let us learn next concept, comparison of segments, and for this listen to the interesting story. Students, once upon a time, the King Akbar, Birbal and his cabinet member went on a stroll along Yamuna river. While strolling on riverbed, King thought of an idea. He drew a line on the sand using a stick. He turned to his ministers and said, I have drawn a line here. Without touching this line, can you make this line small? Can you think of any idea? After listening to King, everybody started thinking and looking at each other. But nobody could think of an idea. King understood this. Then King asked Birbal, can you think of any idea? Birbal laughed and said, Your Honor, it is not so difficult. In a moment, I can make your line small without touching it. King was surprised and said, Okay, make this line small. Birbal picked up the stick and drew another bigger line near the small line. Birbal asked the king, which line among these two lines is smaller? King said, Very good. You drew a big line and proved that the line drawn by me is smaller. The length of a segment decides how it is bigger or smaller. We will understand this through a diagram. Suppose we have drawn segment AB and segment CD. Here, if length of segment AB is smaller than segment CD, then length AB is smaller than length CD, segment AB is smaller than segment CD and is written as segment CD is greater than segment AB. Students, let us learn about perpendicular of segments of rays. If the lines containing two segments, two rays or a ray and a segment are perpendicular to each other, then the two segments, two rays or a segment and a ray are said to be perpendicular to each other. We can say from the figure that segment AB is perpendicular to line CD, segment AB is perpendicular to ray CD. Students, let us learn about distance of a point from a line. If segment CD is perpendicular to line AB and point D lies on line AB, then the length of segment CD is called the distance of point C from line AB. The point D is called the foot of the perpendicular CD. If length of CD is A, that is length CD is equal to A, then point C is at distance A from line AB. Let us see conditional statements and converse. The statements which can be written in form of if, then are called conditional statements. The part of statement following if is called antecedent and the part following then is called the consequent. For example, if you study using our app properly, then you will obtain good marks in 9th standard. In this statement, you study properly using our app is the antecedent and you will obtain good marks in 9th standard is the consequent. Now students, let us see the example. The diagonals of a rhombus are perpendicular bisector of each other. Number 1, let us make a conditional statement of the original statement. Conditional statement. If a quadrilateral is a rhombus, then its diagonals are perpendicular bisectors of each other. Let us assume this statement too. Now, let us create a converse of the following. Converse statement. If the diagonals of a quadrilateral are perpendicular bisectors of each other, then it is a rhombus. Let us assume this as statement 3. Students, we can see that the converse of the statement 1 is statement 3. Now let us see some examples. Number 1, conditional statements. If a quadrilateral is a rhombus, then its diagonals are perpendicular bisectors of each other. Converse. If the diagonals of a quadrilateral are perpendicular bisectors of each other, then it is a rhombus. In the above example, the statement and its converse are true. Number 2, conditional statement. If a number is a prime number, then it is even or odd. Converse, if a number is even or odd, then it is a prime number. In this example, the statement is true but its converse is false.